All right, so if you know me, you know that I am this like giant Blade Runner fan. That the final cut of Blade Runner is one of my 3 favorite movies of all time. So picture this. It's the spring of 2010, and I'm told that at the Hollywood Collectors Show, there's gonna be this Blade Runner panel. I'm freaking out because guess who's gonna be there? I don't know if you noticed from the title of this video, Sean Young. This is a lady, she has done it all. She has been in Blade Runner, she has been in Dune, she's been in Baby Secret of the Lost Legend. She's done everything. She is fantastic. I have this like weird love for Sean Young. So of course I go, right? And I bring this poster and I've got it like rolled up and I see Sean at the table and I'm like 50 feet away. Already I'm sweating. I'm already freaking out. Public speaking doesn't bother me. Doesn't faze me one bit. Sean Young within eye shot of me and I'm like thoroughly shook. So there's this guy in front of me, right? And he is like not letting go of his moment with Sean Young. He is like milking this for everything it's worth. He's telling her story after story and slowly. And meanwhile, I am flipping out. I am like steaming like a baked potato in anticipation. Like the full body shakes and the sweat, and then I'm holding the poster so I don't want my hands to sweat and to like ruin it and crease it and everything. I'm freaking out. But she's being like 9 kinds of patient with this guy. Like she's being like gracious and kind, but she's listening to every last word. And, you know, she's just being genuine and friendly and really cool. So this guy finally wraps up his, you know, entire life story and he gets up and he leaves. And then I come up to the table and she has me sit down like right next to her and she takes my hand. I am not exaggerating here. Her skin is like silk. It's crazy. Her hands are like so smooth and soft and she like has me sit right next to her and I am dying. I'm like right up next to her and her skin looks fantastic. She looks great close up, no joke. I was legitimately so starstruck that all I could say was like, "You're so beautiful," because she is. It's true. She is super beautiful close up. It's crazy. So Sean Young is signing my Blade Runner poster. I am dying, and I noticed something like, because she had me sit down right next to her and I can smell the perfume that she's wearing. And at first, like back then, it smelled to me like some kind of like expensive high-end hand cream or body cream or something like that. And I just kind of thought like, I wonder what that is, because like it's something that happens so briefly and you're just like, you know, you feel too dumb to ask, but like also I didn't want to hold up the line for a million years. So I just kind of move on. And years later, when I smelled Hedione, I was like, you know what, that is really close. That's close. And it reminded me of that moment. But it was just maybe like 6 months ago. It was 12 years after the fact that I picked up a bottle of Gardenia by Elizabeth Taylor. And as soon as I smelled it, I was like, that smells familiar. It took me a minute or two. I think it might have even taken me a couple of times wearing it for me to just have that thing happen where it's like a light goes on and you're like, oh my God, this is the one. This smells exactly like Sean Young. It was so cool. So Gardenia smells like a lot of creamy white flora and this like fresh snap of greenery. It's actually really cool. I like it a lot, and not just because of the experience, but it like this is it. If any of you out there were ever wondering to yourself, I wonder what Sean Young smells like, this is it, and it's good. I also wanted to say she gets a bad rap, and it's undeserved. I was talking to her, sitting right next to her. She was awesome. She was cool, calm, collected. She was super gracious and kind and sweet. And I'm freaking, she smells great. I still love that. That autograph and that experience was wonderful. It was so much fun. And I know that this is kind of a dumb story, but I just wanted to tell you about it, and the way that years and years and years after the experience, even if you think like, oh, there's no way that I'm ever going to retain the memory of this, years later, that scent can bring you right back into the moment. That is crazy. I love how that works. And I'd like to know if anything has ever, if you've smelled something years after the fact and been brought back in time into that memory. I want to know about it. What was it? What did that for you? And I know that this must sound really stupid. She's like never gonna see this. She's this famous actress and I'm just some guy. But I really appreciated that, how she took the time and respected her fans and treated everybody with, dignity. I thought that that was wonderful, and she really was very, very cool. So wherever you are, Sean Young, I appreciate you. And you know what else I appreciate? I appreciate you, whoever you may be, for watching. Thank you for joining me. Have fun out there. I love you. And here's another thing. If any of you are remotely interested in like the stupid stories of my life and meeting celebrities and the way that they smell, I also ran into Teresa Russell at that same collector show. And there is a story. If any of you are interested in that, just tell me and I'll bust out the camera and I'll record that too. But until then, have a good day and I love you. Goodbye.